Hi, Tonia. Can we start off with a brief introduction about yourself, who you are, what you do, what your venture is?
Thank you so much, Marlena. I want to thank David, Ellen, and the entire Ellen team. What do? I sell psychological tools to schools. I've refined it into a five-step process for students who have difficulties managing day-to-day stress related to school. And we've been measuring the outcomes. Children feel empowered and they are able to manage life a lot easier and get better grades. So that's what I do in a nutshell. And I'm currently doing it in the US as well as Canada because we have similarities in terms of demographics and stressors with the students.
All right. So, welcome to this session. I do have some questions for you, and then we'll leave the floor open to everyone else. First question is, how did you hear about Ella Express program and what motivated you to apply for this program?
I'm excited because I heard about Ella from Don De Los Santos, who I met like 11 years ago. And I was just visiting him and he said to me, Tonia, what are you doing? And I said to him, well, Don, when we met, I was coaching entrepreneurs and now I have my own business. And I shared a little bit about my business and he said, oh my goodness, you have to connect to Marlena and the team at Ella. And that's how I reached out to you guys.
What specific help did you feel you received from Ella Express program that you could directly apply to your business?
The help that I directly applied to my business was just learning to tell my story. And that was the hugest in terms of marketing and sales. I'm very, very good at what I do with my students. When it came to the business side of things, I was just really, really nervous. I was like, well, how do I say what I have to say? How would people get? Just say it over and over again until the messaging becomes a lot clearer. So today I have 2 appointments with school principals. Next week I had one prior and it's building. I have a sales process now, thanks to Ella's foundation. I understand how to market to different segments, just like we're doing a resume, just also changing that languaging to your different target audiences and keeping in touch, paying it forward. I always receive communications from Marlena and her team, and it keeps me in the know. It keeps my information up to date. It keeps me encouraged when I'm reading about other entrepreneurs who are just committed to the process.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, right? What we believe is if you're part of the program once, you're always part of Ella. So just because you graduated, that doesn't mean we sever ties with you. So we love to keep in touch. On note, we've noticed, sometimes when it comes to appearing for programs or applying for programs, people are a bit hesitant because sometimes we come with these prior learning experiences that we already know what this is all about. What's your take on that? Like, what would you tell a woman entrepreneur who may be hesitant about attending a program which just talks business workshops?
I would say definitely just have a very open mind. And that is what really, really helped me as well, because I had knowledge on how to help other entrepreneurs. This part, when it comes to helping yourself, really searching for your story and telling it. It's easy to, when you're listening and you're somebody who's always listening to others, it's easy to know their stories and to see where they're going. But when it's your turn, just really opening your mind, listening, absorbing, and deciding, look, I could do this and I want to do this. And I have the tools to do this. And Ella has really refined and placed all of the tools in order, in a specific order that we could build on. And that was my greatest, takeaway. Just use the time, commit the time to listening, taking a lot of notes, reaching out to people after. No question is a silly question. Just use this space to make all of the mistakes as you possibly can and just keep learning, and when it comes to like getting no's, rejection, whatever it is, that's just parts of the whole process of learning and refining your story. So, just keep an open mind. It's going to be okay. I would totally jump in, you know, both hands on, both hands on deck. You have a great, great team. I would definitely take and join right now.
That's so well said. Do you see any significant difference in the way you felt at Ella versus the way you would have felt part of any other organization? I know you mentioned that we keep in touch and all, but is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Well, I have joined, you know, unofficial groups, and I can say that I really appreciate three things. One, the quality of experts that were brought into. We had sales, we had marketing, we had website optimizations, plus others. Those three really stood out to me because those three were my personal pain points. And just having a very systematic process, right? So I have been parts of other groups where it just felt, you know, not as well organized. You know, so Ella is a very well organized platform, a very committed platform. That's number one, the organization. Number two, I really, really appreciated the opportunity to network. And, you know, it was really cool that, you know, the persons I reached out to, they were happy to hear from me. It wasn't, you know, I did not feel as though I was bothering anyone, you know, for reaching out. It was just an attitude of helpfulness, you know, and I was really, really awesome. I emailed Marlena 1,000 times and she was always very happy and very, very kind, you know, so that meant a lot to me. Right. So, you know, network, reach out to others, keep in touch, keep asking. And the third was just that the pitch deck, right? We had to develop and give our pitches, and, you know, for myself, being able to actually share my idea, get it into like 5 to 10 slides. I remember I pitched to David and his team, and just getting his thumbs up made me feel like, okay, you know, I could really do this. I'm doing this, and, you know, it's okay. So, you know, just getting that feedback on, you know, what you're doing, how to do it better. And one other thing, the team went above and beyond to connect me as well as all of the other entrepreneurs. They kept searching, how could I help this entrepreneur get farther ahead? You know, and they personally reached out to their networks to do some, you know, email introductions. And I was just really blown away with that. So you're getting a lot of support, a lot of help, and a lot of feedback in a very positive way to keep you polished and to keep you at your best.
That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Tonia. I'm going to put the floor open for questions.